Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki presented the 5 pillars of the National Plan for Reconstruction after the COVID-19 pandemic. The first is based on the economy, the second is digitization, the third is the effective health sector, the fourth is mobile intelligent Poland, and the fifth is energy transformation.
Dear fellow ministers, there are a few important weeks in front of us, in addition to fighting against the pandemic. Hopefully after that, in a few months when the vaccine programme is effective, we will be facing basic economic challenges. Europe has not had to address them for a long time. After the pandemic, there will be some who will be able to find themselves and take care of their financial stability and, at the same time, they will be able to allocate substantial amounts for their investments. And what kind of investment should be presented in the National Plan for Reconstruction, in the programme of economic reconstruction after the pandemic? We need to support a few basic pillars. The first pillar should provide for an increase in efficiency and productivity of the Polish economy. What are efficiency, productivity and competitiveness? These are the economic terms which provide society and workers with a better life.
According to the head of the emergency unit at a hospital in Paris, France should impose a national lockdown given the increase in COVID-19 cases. The French government announced that a new lockdown was not on the agenda and it would see next week whether local weekend lockdowns would be needed in 20 areas considered very worrying, including Paris and the surrounding region.
The capital city hall has pressed on with a proposal to enforce a strict 3-week lockdown in Paris and then consider reopening businesses, including bars, restaurants and cultural venues that have been closed since October. Government spokesman Gabriel Attal said it would consider the Paris proposal, although he expressed some doubts as to how effective it would be. If we thought that measures needed to be taken immediately, obviously, we would have taken them immediately. And that's what's important, is that in these measures, such as Paris City Hall's proposed 3-week lockdown, correspond to the reality in each area, and that they are implemented after consultation with local officials. Paris residents were divided about the City Hall's proposal of a new lockdown. Many say it's the only way to stop the spread of contagious new variants. One woman says that the existing measures are like being in prison. French health authorities reported 25,403 new cases on Thursday, up from 22,501 a week ago, confirming the recent upward trend of the disease, mainly due to new variants. The 7-day moving average of daily new cases stands at 21,452, the highest in more than 3 months. With 3.7 million cases reported in total, France has the 6th highest tally globally, and its 85,582 death toll is the 7th highest. Unlike some of its neighbours, France has resisted a new national lockdown to control the spread of more contagious coronavirus variants, hoping that an overnight curfew in place since December the 15th can contain the pandemic.
On February the 25th, Chile received 2 million doses of China's Sinovac coronavirus vaccine, with the country streaking ahead of the rest of Latin America in its campaign to vaccinate its population.
In total, Sinovac will provide 8.3 million doses of its vaccine to the South American country. According to officials, Chile hosted multiple vaccine trials to gain priority for supply and made use of connections with vaccine-producing trade partners who normally snap up its copper and fresh fruit. Up to today, we have received 4.3 million vaccine doses that have allowed us to vaccinate 3.1 million people. And on February the 25th and on February the 26th, we are going to receive a further 4 million doses of vaccines, bringing the total to 8.3 million vaccines that will have been received by our country. This is not by chance. On February the 23rd, Chile passed the 3 million mark for its first doses of the vaccine administered. To vaccinate the entire high-risk population, about 5 million people in the first trimester of this year, so before the end of March, and to vaccinate the entire population, close to 15 million people during the first semester of this year. The long, thin Andean nation, which has a population of 19 million, has signed supply deals for a total of 34 million doses of 2-shot vaccines this year from Pfizer, Sinovac and AstraZeneca. It is awaiting confirmation on a deal from Johnson & Johnson and has signed up for the global vaccine distribution scheme, COVAX.
Volunteers in Thailand have helped to save 288 cats from 2 abandoned houses on the outskirts of Bangkok. The rescued cats were successfully removed from both houses and then transported to various veterinary clinics for checkups.
According to the volunteers, the cat's previous owner was forced to leave her properties, having been economically affected by the pandemic, and left the cats behind. However, they did not know how long the animals had been trapped, but said they had clearly been there for quite a while. They also discovered some dead cats in the building.
The owner did not come to this building for quite a while, many months. So you can say that they were abandoned, but because of her unfortunate circumstance, but they were not abused. The cats still, some of the cats were not in the cage, still walking around, but it's really, really dirty. It's like really filthy. The smell of cat poop, and also there's some dead cats in the building.
All 288 cats were successfully removed from both houses and then transported to various veterinarian clinics for checkups. One of the vets involved in examining the rescued cats said that the animals did not appear to have been tortured, but some were clearly stressed after being stuck in cages in the houses for so long.
So we have 224 in this location 1 and location 280. But when we went to location 2, we got only less than 80 cats out. So I guess the number was, a bit off from the original number.
The rescuers said they believed some cat food had been thrown into a house to help sustain the animals.
The shelter has no visitors, so there are no more donations. I saw in a lot of Facebook page and IG that people are asking to help out this shelter. So I think COVID-19 truly impact both the owner and the shelter themselves because there's no more money.
The cats will remain in the care of several veterinarians for about a week before being sent to an animal shelter in Chiang Mai. The shelter, which also takes care of elephants among others, has been taking in abandoned cats since the coronavirus pandemic struck.
That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.